we didn't do this last week or all the other times, just log into the other account and watch it, innit?
Where my keys?
Where my phone? Where my keys? Where my phone? Hey, where my keys?
In that situation when you lost your keys and your mobile.
Yeah. Really?
No.
Oh.
I just see where your keys.
Like you can log on to if you can log on to, let me see how I get on. Yes, I'm on live. I think I should be able. I'm hoping this works now. Hoping this works live. We're gonna try it. We're going to try it. Hey people.
Hey everyone.
Hey Daniel. Hey. How's everybody doing?
Hope y'all good. We're back again after a bad topic last week.
The topic went off. Big one.
Hella people.
It gets me. Big topic last week. It was. You don't remember your own topic? You need to look at the paper.
Sorry. Is it difficult for more men or women right now?
In the world. And everybody spoke. So we wrote down some notes. We're getting professionally now. Got notes. Before we start, hey Cleveland. Yes, we're in Spain. So it's cold, so we've got to wear clothes. I'm not joking. We're in UK, but
it's colder.
Where it's colder. It's more colder. I can't believe it's supposed to be snow next week. Can you believe it's supposed to snow next week? I'm booking a holiday, brethren.
I'm about to go to Ghana.
And
is in Ghana.
For real, I was gonna say Cleveland now, but he said it's cold there, so I'll go there either. Also, if you haven't already, I have not checked out our new website. Please make sure you check out our new website. We're doing it big. It's www.mgty.co.uk. That's www.mgty.co.uk and Facebook as well. And our new email address is info@mgty.co.uk. That's info@mgty.co.uk. Please try and take a look. So we're going to go into from last week. I'm just going to go through what we went last week so we can catch up. So basically from last week, we're saying, is the world more difficult for a man or a woman? So we did a few surveys and we took some notes as well. And it came up with the good women, especially single mums, are getting forgotten about. And that came from men and women. But financially, they said it's easy for women. Women have a more, can make a legal hustle, and they don't mean just OnlyFans. So I said, what do you mean? Like, OnlyFans said, no, not just OnlyFans. I don't really agree, but we'll get back to it. We had one boy say, girls are so fake online. Men are not sure about women nowadays. And the respect between the two have actually lowered. A stay-at-home mum stated she feels lazy because she's not the new age woman working full-time with business owners. But they prefers to give her time, to her children. Another man says, a woman don't want... What's going on?
Ben knows in the background.
Yes. Just give us a second. I'm going to continue while Z's going to do something and not mash down my little house. Right, so then I had a man say, a man don't want a weak man. A woman don't want a weak man. It's a put-off. Then I had... Facebook, you catching up? Yeah, you're catching up. So, and then we had a woman stated a weak side of a man is a put-off. Then we've had a woman say communication breakdown is why most relationships fail. There needs to be more honesty, too much love bombing between each other. So it's like we're both doing this lying thing. One thing I picked up from last week is that I learned that men don't talk, and we can't make them. It's like a continuous issue that we've had with men, that men don't talk, make them, and we can't make them. So when they are down or sad, which I learned from Zariah last week, honestly, that I felt like rather than go up to him and say, what's wrong, and how are you, and why don't you talk to me, I just send him a nice message and tell him that, we hope you're okay, you don't look the same today, but just want to know you love you and here, little reassuring messages. And I put, don't be, if it's, with me it's my son, so it's easy to do, but if it's a man, don't be scared to look foolish, because I know you probably feel like I'm getting played, I'm going to act stush. No. Just be yourself. If he's playing games, it's your loss. And because if you are loving yourself anyway, and giving yourself what you want from a relationship, a man will have to value that and match that. You've already shown him your levels. God, there's a lot. We also stated that women are more emotional, So that can throw onto a man to make him feel guilty and chasing and running down. And the come up from that was, but when a woman doesn't chase and is more grounded, it's an issue. So I hope you caught up with that. There's a lot there. But I've left some notes. And today, we're not on our own. We got friends. We got friends. You thought we had no friends.
You
We
thought
got friends.
we were all on our own. We ain't on our own today.
We are on our own.
We ain't on our own today.
We are love. We are love. Hold on. We're just going to give you a clue here. You don't know what I want. We know some bad boy people, you know. You don't know about Mgty. Who I am. We know bad people. We got friends in it. Got friends.
Get me.
Like we got
Get me.
it's just we got friends. We prove it in 1.0 seconds. Man. Yo, let me tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know. I swear I'm the grandma in there. Look, I'm here. Hey, let me show them. Let me show them. And don't forget the ladies.
Yeah.
Show them. Now you know why I'm like this. Now you know why I'm like that's what they normally know to say. So yeah, see, I can't say I'm not this trying to turn it up and that. Oh, I think you gave me the wrong remote. We've got so I shouldn't even say I'm not going to say this because I'm trying to back the house. Yeah. So yeah, if you don't know, get to know. Is P Winner in the house? He's an artist. If you don't know, check him out on Instagram, on Facebook and YouTube. A lot of tracks out there. Georgina.
I'm in his music video.
Yeah, he's in his music video. You see me, I'm the sexy one in the back, like that. No swear on this, no lie. No, I'm not. I'm gonna be the next one. I was discussing about the next one.
Next one. Big up.
And we've got Georgina in the house. She's anything yet, but she's gonna want to. She's not a rapper.
Coming soon.
She's coming soon. But she is the mother of a rapper, you know.
Well, everyone knows that my son is called Ty.
You got point because he's in the live right now as well.
Yeah.
Pick up Ty. Pick up my hair just so today. Bow. Yeah, so let's move on. So, you are all watching the show. Well, I don't know, were you watching the show? You were watching, no, last week. That's what we were.
I wasn't.
Some boy. But we did fill you in on the show. Yeah. You definitely was watching the show. Yeah. And I've kind of gave you a recap. I don't know if you heard all that. I've given you some, I'm organized, but you've got some recaps there to go through. So, from what we said last week about the world being more difficult for a woman and man, me and Z spoke a lot last week, so it's good to hear.
Yeah. Well, from a working side of view, I always say it's quite difficult for a woman in the workplace. I do, especially if the manager is a woman. And I'm sorry, but I am going to say that I don't know, the workplaces that I've worked in, I don't think certain women should be managers.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It seems like they're nicer to the boys than they are to the women in the work.
I'm going to
I don't know. I don't know if everyone agrees, but that's.
I agree. If there's anyone in the live that doesn't agree with that, please say. But I feel so that it's like because if I've got an issue at work, I would more likely tell a male manager. I feel like I got more empathy than I'd get from a woman because she feels like, well, I'm a woman, I go through the same thing.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem to see it that we're two different people.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Whereas a man will automatically think, wow, oh gosh, do you know what I mean? Have more empathy most of the time.
I'm not saying all women.
No,
I'm
not
saying
all.
women.
Obviously, everything we say is not all women, but I'm going to say it's a high majority. I get more nervous when I see a woman manager, even if I get stopped by a woman police officer, or if I get anybody with a women in authority, I get more nervous than when than if I was driving in the car, even though I'm totally legal, I would be more nervous if a woman police officer was to stop me, than if a male police officer.
Because women do question more.
Yeah, they're more intimidating.
I don't know you because there's two boys there, you know what I mean? There's a man here, there's a young
What is it me? Is it just
every time I've had issues in the workplace, I've mainly had a female manager.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
They're bad too. I just feel like not all of them. I've had like a lot of female managers, but I just think that they're a bit more. I don't know. It's like they feel like they need to be more firm. Yeah, because you get me. Because they feel like because I'm a woman and men think that it's bad or something. Like I'm gonna show you. Like get in line, do you get what I'm saying? So,
I think it's all to do with authority.
That's interesting.
Authority, because they know that they've got that role, and if like you said, you know, with women managers, if they got that role, they feel like they have to sometimes talk down to that person.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah.
See, we're on the wrong page. We're on the plus page. Right, so this is what I'm saying. Sorry, we're gonna lock off a minute. We're gonna lock off.
Join
the
Mgty page. You page, everybody.
I just realised something doesn't look right there. You know that's big fight talk after the show.
Okay.
No, don't touch my Bridget. You know what? This is big fight talk. No, we're not. You know what? Because we're going to go on a little bit longer tonight. We're going to go until 15:15. I hope that's all right. If you even can't catch up, don't worry. But we're going to go on a little bit later tonight. Just because I did back to your Bridget. You
on the right page on that one?
Yeah. Because
usually it's on the U page anyway. That's why I didn't.
No, it's not. I work off that. Yeah, I do most of the listen. Yeah, he was in charge of that side. Yeah, so it's his fault.
All right, guys, let me apologize honestly.
Right. No. We're only joking. It's fine. And we didn't really say loads, but what we got from that was we was talking, went through a recap, and we basically said that the female women in power were more stronger. We thought they were more stronger with women than men, but
I think they just rule with a bit more of an iron fist, and I think they do that because there's not many of them there. I even think sometimes it's not always personal to us. Now, when in my younger years, I never understood that. I just seen it as, do you get me? So you can imagine I was walking out of jobs left, right, and center. but I think it's because in, like you said, in the workplace, it's more pressure for women, and I think like more than likely men probably get hired more for certain roles. High up, the further it goes, it gets more male dominated. So they're just around men. Men naturally have strong personalities, so I think women have to be like double that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like when you get like, it's weird. It's one of them where they have to just be more.
So why do you think that men have to be more higher power? Because that's the problem that women have.
I think based on old traditions, and the whole sexism thing. I feel like men, like, because there was once upon a time women weren't allowed to vote, they weren't allowed to smoke, they weren't allowed to do rare. So I think as time's gone on, just because everything's just running, I feel like women are now getting into these positions, but then it's still very male dominated. Do you know what I mean? It might take another 100 years before it's more evened out.
Do you think that's a good thing though for women, or do you think that it's better to have more male, or does it matter?
I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. I think the best person for the job, really. Because if I had a business,
that's what I say personally.
just as a level of
no, you can't really say, you know, how can I put it now? I like what Fabian said. I think it's the best person for the job. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman.
Yeah, of course.
You know, because if a woman has the same skills as a man, and she could probably do a better job than a man, she should have that role.
Yeah, in that sense, yeah. But okay, let me give you a different scenario on what I'm talking about. There's both level of them are the same. Everything about them is the same. If I have a choice, I'm going to be honest. I'd rather be ruled by the man. and that's just how it is.
Yeah.
So if obviously if the woman's better for the job, I'm gonna want the woman, and I get that. I'm not gonna say, oh, I'd rather a woman, and I'd rather a man than than a woman that's not good at the, you know what I mean? And the man's not so good at the job. And when I want to, no, of course not. But I'm going to be honest, and I know I'm gonna get beat up. But I'm here to be honest. Yeah, I want no woman rolling me, man.
You know,
I'll be honest. Like,
it depends on the workplace, though.
It depends on
and
the
just
woman
to add
as well.
something as well, from a business, just raw business point of view, So you got to think now, if you had like a company that was a multi-million company, and you was gonna hire a woman to run that whole company, let's say she's planning to have a family, kids, this, that, and the other. Let's say she wants 3 kids. Yeah, she's gonna have to go off.
I think that happens with the man. If the man's got
he's gonna be off for 2 weeks. Yeah,
so that's
and you're gonna be paying her to be off until the kids. You know what I mean? And then you've got and then you've got to hire someone to replace her, like maternity, while she's off. So you're paying her and you're paying someone else. So I understand it from a money point of view. Do you know what I mean? But then money shouldn't really. Do you know what I mean? But I understand it from a money point of view. It's like I'll be like, oh, because it's a woman and a man and they've got the same qualifications. They're both as good for the job, and I'm like, oh, and she's like. It could be a woman who's not wanting that. She just wants a career. Like she don't want no family. But if she's like, yeah, I've got my career now. I've settled in. Do you know what I mean? I want my family. I got my man. Do you know what I mean? Just bought a new place. And you know what I mean? And then she goes off pregnant, and then and she's just about to have a youth, and she's off for a year.
And the business is just
and then it's like now you've got to get a next person to come in and fill that position, and you're paying her. You get me? It starts getting techy.
So would you say more woman?
I just say anyone best for the role. I would like to. I'd like to.
I also think it depends on the actual workplace. It's all down to the workplace. There's no disrespect. Like I work in hospitality. And personally, I think a woman manager is better in the hospitality sector. I agree. Me personally, I agree a woman because I've worked in loads of different hotels and all sorts of that, and I've seen
that's true.
Managers and they are women.
We've worked with and me as they are.
When it comes to like banking and
things like definitely right.
Maybe a man.
I
don't know.
That's true.
I don't know. Sorry, people, but I don't know.
I think because when I've worked in like offices, I've had more stress from the woman. I think that's where I'm coming from in customer services job. I've had more stress for the woman, but I think that, well, like what Peter said, there's not been a lot of women in there, so they probably have a lot of stress behind them. That pushes the point. Because I'm going to be honest, even with me running Mgty, I pushed Soraya forward to have that conversation with a guy. I'd rather a guy sometimes dealing with things, speaking to a guy, a man on, because it's so many men. So even with myself, sometimes I'll come to you, P, and say, oh, do you know what I mean? Like, what do you handle it and do you mean? Because sometimes, even as a woman myself, being in charge of so much, I feel like even at the beginning, I was very strong and come on strong because I felt like I had to be to show you that I'm serious. I'm not here to spit. Plus, I'm a girly girl as well. So it's like, I'm not one of these, because that's another thing. If you dress like tomboy, they think, yo, she means business. But if I come in like girly girl, they don't take me so seriously. So I get where even me talking about a woman boss, I wouldn't have been like to be, underneath me and being a boss, because I felt like, especially at the beginning of this, I was more like, yo, man, don't take the piss, man. And yo, man, you see,
You have to,
I can imagine that.
And you have to sort of like lay down the law, innit?
You know what I mean? Like, no, not like that, like that. But I came down quite harsh and was like blocking people. Nah, I'm not interested. Because I felt like whereas now I think because I work around man, I've seen around how other men work as well. It's a learning thing. I'm more chilled out, whereas I'm not so angry at things.
You just brought up a little thing there. Do you think men think that women are not very businesslike? Do you know what I mean? Because like what you said is like a struggle at the beginning. So
before I go on to that, I don't want to miss somebody. Oh, sorry. Because some people don't apologize, right? Because it is difficult. You see how difficult it is. So I put, Stefan put, if I was under investigation, basically he would prefer a woman to get a faster solution. And he'd like, then he would from asking a man manager, I think. And I hope you can hear Facebook. So I put, another person said, we contribute to humanity, so we need the time off our children and the future. Personally, I couldn't care what gender you are. The productive and respect are the man things for me. Today, women have a lot more confidence.
Yes, that's true.
I'm not sure if it's confidence with some people because I feel like sometimes it's
But you have to though.
Yeah,
but
you
have to.
I think some men put it on them.
No, a lot of men do put it on. A lot of men do put it on because they feel like they have to be more macho in the workplace. I see that myself. I just see that.
Well, to be fair, I've met some within the organisations. I've met a lot more nicer women in power. That's been different. So I feel like I should have thought more before my answer. In the office where I've worked in customer services job and stuff like that, within the police authority, if I've ever had to deal with a police, like on the bad side, where I've been the bad one, not done anything wrong, like literally had an incident or whatever, and it's like, whatever it is, I felt like the women's office has been a bit more stronger, whereas,
I feel like
female. As you said, obviously, sometimes some people have to put it on. As a policewoman, you can't be, oh, excuse me. You see that they're scared, but they're straight. No, come here.
But I suppose that when I look back, I can be quite intimidating when I want to be. I have like straight face, get what I mean? I've got that resting bitch face as well. If I'm not constantly smiling, I will look like I got beef. Like if when I've been like this.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Jelly Baby says showing very true. Showing confidence is more like a fashion now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Because I always say
that's why I was saying like it's like you say with men. I think because I'm a woman and I've worked around so many women, I'm getting this thing. But there is a lot of with me. I'm going off me. Even with me, my confidence. Everyone thought I was so confident, strong. Like yo, but I wasn't. DC and I was like, yo, be bad. No, but we're on the phone like, yo, man, listen, I'm not bothered.
You know, I don't think there's anything wrong to sometimes just break down a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that because then you know what it is that you can try and think about what can I do better. Because that's with me. I always think, what can I do better? Because as soon as I come out of my front door, I shut off because I know it's work mode.
Yeah. I couldn't continue like that anyway. I literally couldn't. I work with so many things, you couldn't continue like that.
It's like one thing is you can't mix business and pleasure. So when you're in work, you can't be thinking about this has happened at home or this has happened outside or the man them or this and that.
Yeah,
you got to think.
On the job, yes.
You know what I'm saying? If not, it will be going wrong.
Yeah, but some managers but some managers do take out on you though.
Yeah, they do. Some
you always can tell that someone they've had a problem at home. That's why I always say, did you get off? Get out one side of the bed.
Yeah.
Because you can tell
they're always the bad ones.
They've got an attitude all day and they've had to go at you all day.
That's true.
For no reason.
That's true.
It's like you ever been in a shop. You might have walked into a shop and then the manager or someone who works there just rude to you for no reason.
Yeah.
It's because they're using their emotions. They're bringing their emotions to work. And they're really focusing on
the job ahead, the task ahead. Yes.
Focusing on
It's true. You gotta separate the two. But I think you get better at it though as time goes on.
But like we're saying about men and women, okay. So like what you just said just a minute ago, do you think men? Who's worse, men or women?
Men, for that one.
For all taking things out.
Yeah, because I feel like, well, from my perspective, because I've seen it from men, I've not really seen a lot of women.
Okay.
When they work, but I'll say from because we spoke off camera, us three, and we said all the women, elderly women. I think
I said all ages. I said all ages, but I say all ages. It seems to be the younger ones. The younger ones seem to be quite a lot of attitude. And it's like
general though.
No, but I'm talking about managers. I'm talking about managers. I've met managers where they're like 22. And
I don't agree with. I don't think that as well. I think obviously I'm not trying to say, but I think putting young people in power positions too early, I think it can make or break.
Yeah, it can. You know one thing I learned?
Yeah, because I feel like when young people, sometimes it's like when I'm old school in it, so I grew up with that. Have respect for your elders kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
But I feel like nowadays, like the young people, it's like you can't chat to me.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what? Don't say that.
Yeah.
Like you know, thinking about and you know you can't say the parents are going to stick up for that. You know, One thing I'm going to say that I wanted to go back to, I can't remember his name. I wish he did because I do all this spiritual thing, and I was watching this thing, and he just brought me back to what you saying about how the women this was stronger and this how the women have to prove a point for being stronger, and this woman was talking about it. And he said, why do you have to look at yourself as a woman in business? Why can't you just see yourself as a person in business? And, you know, that changed me. And I stopped feeling myself as a woman going into business. And I think, you know, when something happened on the phone, I didn't think it's because I'm a woman and that's why it's supposed to me. I thought, right, that can't happen. And I stopped thinking about I'm a woman. I started thinking, this is my job. I started like a robot kind of thing. When I'm in work, I'm a robot. It's business. It's not about me being a woman. It's really, it's work.
Really, that's what business is. That's what
so
business
since I've stopped doing that, yo, things have got a lot better. Conversation, communication, everything with men and women have been a lot better. I've been a lot more positive and confident. And I think I think sometimes it's in our head.
Yeah,
you know, the way we think as people, and that if you're going to think that way, that's automatically going to happen, because if anyone says anything to you, well, everything in your head, you're going to think that's it. But if we get that out of our head, it might be just this is what it is, and start dealing with that.
It's funny you say that, because I was watching something about black businesses, and one of the business owners was saying that like you have to stop seeing yourself as a black person doing business.
Yeah, same thing. I was going to say that, but because we talk about women and man, I thought I don't want to change the conversation. Because I'm going to marry.
But you are right. Like I just feel like you have to try and separate. Like, because I used to take a lot of things personal. In business, in work and stuff, and just everything I used to take.
You know what? Let me tell you, John Gina said it last week, because we went to the thing. Let me just switch it just a little bit, but we can stay on it. Last week we was talking about how man and woman in relationships, and Georgina said the same thing. Women are too emotional. I swear, I wish I knew this guy. When I find out what this guy is, it's good for women that are going through any pain or any feeling love in yourself. It really is something to think about, because he changed the game. This Asian guy, he wears is he Sikh or something?
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, he's made everything, how to control all that, and certain situations you don't have to see like the business. You don't have to see yourself in that way, and you know, because
emotions.
we can't deny the fact. We can't deny the fact that we're emotional. That's the problem with him. We deny it and try and like the confidence thing, the confidence rather than deal with the fact we've got emotions. Let's know how to deal with it. That is what it is.
Yeah,
can't keep walking on a broken leg and pretend it's not broke.
And part of it is knowing as well, like what triggers you in it. So if you know something triggers you, don't put yourself in that position to be triggered. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, but it's not always difficult. No disrespect, but it is kind of hard though, because I get easily triggered. And when it is,
I know what you say. Man,
I'm talking about it.
Not in general.
With me, I will not go certain places where certain people are. Because I know what I'm like, and I know what they're like, and two bulls can't really walk. So I know it's just gonna boom, it's just gonna go up. So you know what? I'll stay in my little corner where you know what? Where I'm not hurting no one, no one's hurting me. You get me? Why am I gonna put myself there, knowing that it's gonna result in certain situations?
People need to hear what P said. I have heard my friends say, "I'm going there to like." Probably not so much now because I think we're a bit older, but I heard, even not even that young. A few years, if it's going lockdown, I mean, I heard even now women or men say like, "Yo, I'm going there tonight, man. Well, I didn't even want to go, but I'm going there, just to prove a point, to show them I ain't hiding from someone." But you go and so basically you paid your money and your outfit and everything to prove a point to this person. Why? It's saving money, brethren. You got no point to prove. Once you realize you've got no point to prove,
all it is your ego. You're proving to your own ego. And you know what? Your ego. Is it ready at the end of the day? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes you need to put it aside, man.
You gotta know.
People die from pride.
Too much, especially in black communities.
Yeah. But let me just bring up something though, because obviously, because like me and my sister, well, we always think alike. But she's put a valid thing there, right?
What did she put?
No, because what it is, because obviously, do you feel like men actually express their feelings enough to the women?
And I can tell you why.
Why?
Because as much as the world and as much as women say you should express your feelings, what happens dictates otherwise. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like when you're a little boy and you fall over and you hurt yourself, and it's like, Man up, stand up, man.
Yeah.
Stand up, what you crying for?
He said
You know
that.
what I
I know
mean?
he said that.
Yeah, I got that said to me.
And I'm sometimes about really, but sometimes man, you feel.
Now, the reality of it is, though, is like, had you had said anything else and then sent him into the world, the world's learning on that anyway. So then he's gonna learn that lesson. So he might as well learn it from his mum, in it, the first teacher. Do you know what I'm saying? So what it is with men, we learn why they say, oh, women are emotional and men are more logical, is because we learn like, right, I'm feeling like this, but logically it says I have to do this, so I'm just gonna put that aside and go ahead with what's logically being. Do you get what I'm saying? In front of me. Do you know what I mean? And I've got so the world's taught us a different. Do you get me? A slight different lessons.
Superman, He-Man. So he goes through bad drama. He never cried.
How you said exactly.
But he goes say.
No, but if you feel like, how can I explain now? Like, say, like if something bad is happening or whatever, and you're still not going to express your feelings to, say, like your life partner or even a female friend, are you gonna do that?
Yeah, but I feel like once you've been trained to not express it for a little, that becomes.
I feel like it also depends on who you are. Yeah, because everybody is built different.
I think it's sometimes better for men to talk to another woman than the woman in the relationship, though.
Sometimes that does work as well.
And then sometimes, unfortunately, it's not nice for the woman to hear, but you know, sometimes
because it's like emotionally.
If it's a female, it'd be better if it's a cousin. It'd be better if it's a cousin or something. I learned from last week.
One thing I know is women will cry for you to open up until you open up. As soon as you open up, it's a thing where.
You're not even comfortable.
It's almost like it's almost like it's almost like you become like.
Why you feel like we're trying to be guilty?
I just feel like sometimes when you open up as a man, it then becomes a thing of like you like once they see you crying in front of him, it's like look at idiot boy man, move from me. You know what I'm saying? It can get like that. You know what I mean? I've heard men say it. I'm just one of them people though, like growing up, how we are, we don't really like, well, I don't really bawl in front of people. I'll rather go and sit in the bathroom and cry and then come out, wipe my face and be like, yeah, I'm good, you know. But you know what I'm saying? I've always just been like, anyway, from being a kid. So
you know what?
Sometimes I think it's nice when I see a man cry just once in a while. It just feels like they actually bring out the emotion.
Yeah, it is. But tell the truth, because last week, cry all the time. Last week, let me just repeat something. But last week, let me stop. Last week, Asha came on. I just want to mention something because it's on what we're saying. You know, we don't want to forget what the other people said. So last week, they said the same thing, and the guy turned around and said, "This is important because you just said it." Last week, a guy turned around and said, he didn't like to, women don't like to, women don't want a weak man. It's a put off. And then so it's showing, so basically, I think he meant if you just show an emotion, it was weak. And they don't want to see it. And then a woman said, we don't want no weak man, it's a put off. A woman said that. So before you say anything, I want to ask you something, Georgina. Be honest now, be really honest, yeah. You know, like you just said, right? You've got a man, you're man, you know, one thing, wait. Yeah. And he starts crying. That's man, you know what I mean? Man, you know what I mean? Man. Conversation. No, conversations at 55. Oh, they say man. So then, what you call it? So then you're going out with a guy, money. Yeah. The man that you said, right? So he's crying today about something. Yeah. Wait a minute. And then 2 days later, he's still crying. No. 3 days later, he's still crying. No.
Like I said to you, no. It depends on the situation. It depends on what the situation is. If they've lost a loved one, I will accept that. You get what I'm saying? Because that's different. Yeah. But if it's just some stupidness, then no, not.
But suppose some days like we
can't be emotional all the time.
Like we are the only ones.
Not gonna wipe your tears every single day.
So we're the only ones allowed to be emotional then, like because we can have our days. If we can have our days, it can be a few days just not feeling ourselves and that's it.
Yeah,
so
but every once in a while. But if a man was constantly crying all the time, something's definitely wrong. I'm being serious,
Like,
like, when I was crying all the time, something is seriously wrong.
Bro, it's a dude, man. That's what it's like.
I need down.
No, but what I'm saying, that's what it depends on the situation. So he's like severely depressed or whatever.
I knew I'm trying to work out this question. I'm trying to work out this question, right? Because I've just said something that I just want it answered. Like, honestly, when a man is down, like literally, you've been down for a few days, yeah, and after about the 4th day, I'm like, see, man, what's wrong with you? It's getting me mad. Get me? I'm saying, like, in that situation, like,
no, but
I find
you see what it is with women. I think that's what we need to take time with as well.
Yeah, so
sometimes we are a bit too aggressive. We are sometimes, and I do find that myself as well, because I do get that thing. What's the matter with you? And then after my own, I'm so sorry. You okay? Like, what happened? What you okay? Whatever, blah blah, whatever. So sometimes I think women do need to take time with me, and that's probably the reason why men sometimes don't even open up to us. Could be like, oh,
and that's one thing I really get talked in my face. You know what I mean? The words, yeah, it's just spinning around in your head. I was
gonna say if I fall down, it's a thing where I just.
That's true, you know. Would you say to a woman?
You know what I'm saying? So when she's saying I've been down for time, it's just like I've not been down. It's just like sometimes you just need that space.
Yeah, yes, it's especially all the way around. How do men feel when a woman's down? Because I feel like our men will end up having an affair by the 3rd day.
Would you say to a woman up?
Nah. It's
emotional.
Say like she's down, you just got like I'll just be like, yo, what's it like? You want
so
to
what's
chat?
the difference?
You want to talk?
No, what's the difference though?
So do you want flowers? Do you want? Do you know what I'm saying?
No, but this is a valid point. What's the difference though when we say to you, man up? Why can't you say to us, woman up?
There shouldn't be any different, but we just approach things differently, innit? Like
sometimes you don't though.
We don't sometimes. Yeah.
No, that's why we tick. That's why we go off. We go on like a tornado.
Yeah.
I think it's more of like what's realistic, innit? Because we've been conditioned to do that.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying? With women, it's more of a thing where you fall down, as you said. When you fall down, everybody's the girl just fell over the boys like. Oh, the boy just want to help him up.
Yeah, exactly. You know, drop him on. You know what? You know when I was really young, yeah. I was a bit of a little crybaby, innit? And I remember when we first moved from Moss to Withhold, and I remember I used to get into a lot of fights, but I was only little. It must have been about 7, 8. But it's always all the kids trying to fight me and that. And after a bit, I used to run on Barley to more. After a bit, she's like, go back out and fight. What am I feeding you for? You're a man, child. Do you know what I'm saying? Then after that, it was just like, right, I'm gonna have to back myself. And then from then, I've just been like, yo, it is what. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You know what? You are like, I was exactly the same with my brother, you know. I'm not going to lie to you because when I was younger, I was like, I must have been the man. I've been saying I was the boy when I was younger. I was a fighter. It was like my brother was the girl.
Yeah.
I've been serious. It was that reverse, and I had to like literally like give him a couple of digs. Like, what are you doing? This person is like, my brother is a beast, and the reason why is because of what I did to him when I was younger.
Yeah,
but child, you know, because I was just fighting. Me and this one boy in school, we used to fight every day. If I have to fight more people, I'm fighting more people. Bro. Me and this one boy is like every day.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what. But this is what I'm saying. It's magic because I feel as well. The reason why it might be like that as well. And again, I don't want to bring black and white into it, but because some black mothers are single mothers and the dad's not there, they have to enforce like that. Yo,
I think it's difficult for black people to show emotion full stop, women and man.
And you know what it is as well? My mum was raised with brothers as well. So she was kind of boisterous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So she didn't see her brothers going on like that. So when she see me going on like that, she was like, right.
Well, we need to break that cycle.
Do you know what I mean?
Because men's mental health is really bad at the moment. Yeah. It's like we need to find a way. So I was hoping I would talk more because of your little thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, But one thing I've learned from Zariah, you know what? When we're at home, we keep saying we're gonna have a TV at home because we just bust out. It's difficult when we come on live sometimes, but we bust out bare convo. But one thing I learned last week, it wasn't something I've done before properly or looked at, is that men don't talk. Right, and it's difficult to make them talk because of the way the world is. It's very difficult to. We can't say right. Well, you need to talk now because that it's a way where they don't. So one thing I've noticed, and I said it last week, that I did something with I do things, and I think I don't even notice, and this is why I like these shows. I sent a text message to Zariah and he really needed it. So sometimes when you see man, I said it earlier at the beginning of the show, so I'm going to say it again. When you see your male family or male loved one down, don't ask him. I don't think he's going to tell you. Just send him a text and just send him some love. That's my suggestion. What do you think? Just send a suggestion and say, hey, how are you? I just want you to know I love you and I'm sending you love and I'm here. I don't get me wrong, and I have actually done it with a guy and he was taking the piss, honestly, but I don't feel bad because my heart was pure and that's just your loss. People are going to say this about that. Do you know what I mean? That's life. Do you know what I mean? It's just a wrong. You can't, be guarded on everybody. You know what I mean? You have to be yourself. Do you know what I mean? And then if it's not for you, go. Do you know what I mean? But like, I would definitely suggest because it might be something. It might need someone to talk to, and maybe if you send that text, you might think, you know what, I'm gonna go down and talk to her. Do you know what I mean? Like even sometimes I say to Zariah, I'll just send him a text, say I missed you today. I hope you're okay, because he didn't look that happy when he left. You know what I mean? So I'll just send him something, and that hopefully, and he does it to me. Hopefully does make my day. So
what do you think triggers?
What do you think?
What do I think triggers men's mental health? It's that pressure. That pressure of needing to be that guy. That pressure of needing to everyone needs that big bag. You know what I'm saying? You have to be a big man. You need a big bag. Sorry.
What
6 pack. Looking into something and doing something. Anyway, but yeah, I feel like it's the pressure of needing to follow everyone else's footsteps. All these rappers and all of these businessmen. I feel like it really don't help, especially for the younger generation. They're growing up, they're not even knowing who the hell they are.
It's true.
Taking time out because I didn't actually grow up on Instagram. Until I was like 14, 15. Now kids are growing up when they're
from the zero,
from zero all the way up. That's when they're growing up. Even when it did come around, I wasn't on Instagram. I was on Snapchat only. Just messaging the group chats. I wasn't even bothered. I think that's the way I got brought up as well. So I feel like it does start off with it can start off with parenting, but then there's only so long parents can do what they need to do.
That's true.
So when it's like when you hit like even 15, 16 for a male, they need to they need some they need guidance now.
It is guidance.
From another male. From a big male who actually knows what he's not just
been tried and tested.
I think personally, I think there should not just be like one male in the family. We need to have like a network of males in the family.
Well, as they say, as a whole, it takes a village to raise a child.
For women like me that don't have an influence of men around, I think with Zariah we found the influences of.
No, but I think it's a good parent because you're a strong mother.
No, it's
but you can't down talk yourself like that.
No, I'm not down talking. No, I finished. I'm saying right. Sorry. So just saying that. Right, I was gonna say, as a woman, without that strong influence, and thank you for the appreciation of the good parenting. I still needed that man, and like sometimes when I kind of went into a relationship looking for that, looking for that. The man that my son can look up to. I've been very fussy because I've not met a man that my son can look up to. Where I'm not. I think that's another thing with the way I am. I'm very funny about who I talk to because I can't take that embarrassment from my son. And plus, I need him to. I feel like this is another thing. You got to make sure I can't get disrespected because I won't allow my son to disrespect me. So I'm not going to let another man disrespect me. You get what I'm saying? As I won't get anywhere with him. So I'm a bit more hardcore when I'm meeting guys. You get what I mean? I'm literally a guy only has to say one thing wrong on a word, it just smells wrong, and I'm like, boy, it's gone, boy, yo, you didn't say the T in this, man. I don't trust you. You said this now, man. Boy, you get me? Imagine can't look up to someone that can't say a T. You get me? I'm very, very funny. Do you get what I mean? Because I can't allow, and even if I'm a girl, I can't allow. I'm telling my son to this, but I'm letting the man disrespect me, and I'm putting up with bear bubble and this and that. Nah, man, don't ask for respect from your son if that's happening, man, because he's gonna you know what I mean? So that's one thing. I was gonna say something.
No, you are right though. You are right.
There's something they were saying that is it Jelly Baby, your friend?
Yeah, my sister.
She said something further. Communication is the key. Hassan said that's a pretty good strategy and never thought of it about that. I wish you'd say which way because it comes so fast. Yeah. Hassan, tell me which bit it was.
Do you know the messaging when you message the male person?
No,
that's what
the good strategy.
You know the good strategy.
Thank you, Hassan, for the message someone. Yeah, I only learned that last week through looking back at the show and looking back at Z and what he said and what the field were. Did that help you?
Yeah, it would. If I just got a nice message, like especially if I was having a rough day and I just got a nice message from someone saying, "Oh, I hope you're good," and I've been like, man.
Sometimes I give them a hug. Sometimes I say to Z, give me a hug, but I don't really want the hug. He just looks like, to me, he looks like he wants a hug. But I want it to feel good. So I said, I need a hug today. And he gives me a big hug. But really, I think you need the hug.
Yeah, I think those are healthy.
Yeah,
healthy habits to get into. Do you know what I'm saying? Just even.
I wasn't always like that though. I was quite harsh.
I think you have your set people though. It's like me and my sister, we message each other nearly every single day, like how are you and the boys today or whatever. And I say the same thing to her. My auntie as well. Every single day she always sends like a picture message. You know, something like "I love you" and loving message and all that. She sends it every single day.
I think more people should practice.
And you know, we practiced it because when I do it, it makes me feel better, and I look things and sometimes, and I see another side of Z a lot more now, and the more emotional side of Z a lot more now. And I'm going to be honest, sometimes it does me a thing. But I'm getting used to it. Oh, crazy. But actually now I'm starting to find it more interesting and learning. I'm learning about myself. There's some things he says that he doesn't like my delivery sometimes. I need to work on my delivery sometimes with him. I think sometimes I can tell him things and somebody else can tell him the same thing, but I say, why didn't you listen to me? I said the same thing, but it's my delivery. Yeah.
You literally, so I shout out to Eugene Silvers. We've got a father and son time that we've been doing every 2 weeks on a Thursday, and we had a big conversation today about everybody. I'm just looking at one. You know what I'm saying? Giving everyone the jig today.
Sorry.
But yeah, no. We had a big conversation this Thursday, and we were speaking about how your delivery is so important. The way you deliver something as a woman is not every woman's the same, but obviously when you deliver something, make sure you take time and think about how you're about to say it. It's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. If I ask you, how are you? If I'm asking you this, like, how are you today? You're gonna be thinking, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll say, how are you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's how you say things.
Yeah. That's how I talk for real. I'm like, what's wrong with you, man? It's true.
You know what I mean?
I'm okay. It's outside. I'm
It's true. Yeah.
One thing I'm gonna One thing I'm gonna say for men, I feel like to put our pride aside, because with what we've been doing on Thursdays, is like we're a group of guys who just come together and we talk. We spread our emotions. We actually people that you will probably see on an everyday life. You'll be thinking they don't show their emotions. They're coming and talking and they're expressing how they feel. They're expressing what happens in their head, because people are fighting demons. Boy, I'm not gonna lie, people are fighting demons, and it's true. It's time for us guys to come together and honestly talk. If you don't feel like you can talk with your significant other, your mother, or any auntie or any woman in your life, just come and speak to a guy.
Yeah,
it's nice for other guys to understand each other. When you're coming to me and explaining, I feel this and this and that. I feel this and this and that. How the hell are we going to come together and work this out? You know what I mean? A woman can't always fix a guy's problems.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's likewise, a guy can't always fix a woman's problems. So it's all about how you come together and try and make a change. Yeah. Make it change. Yeah. Look at the younger generation. If you're a big man, look at the younger generation and say, how come that boy looks like he's going through some problem? Let's bring him in. Let's try to give him a job or something. I see all of these people I see all of these organizations getting bad money. And they ain't giving none of these kids jobs. They're not giving none of these kids. All of these kids are here on roads. They just want to look down on them, but they don't know where they come from. They don't know about their lifestyle. They don't know about how they're gonna eat tomorrow. They don't know about all of that.
That's true.
There's a lot of people that are actually in foster homes, and you look at them, and just because they got drip, they've had to hustle to get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You want to know the things
You don't
they
even
have
want
to do
to
and I
to
need
get there.
to they need
Do you
that
know what I'm saying?
the world they
Exactly,
feel
in the
living
world.
in.
If not, they'll get bullied.
Yeah, it's a true point as well, because I feel like as well, even just showing it, like showing them our experience, a skill or something that can better themselves. Do you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I just feel like, well, it's crazy, innit? I feel like because everyone lives in their own head. You know what I mean? So because like when I was younger, I used to think, wow, why did say that something was happening? I used to think, why is that big man just stood there and that just happened in front of us? Do you get me?
Yeah.
And then as a young man, you don't feel safe. You're like, right, he can't even protect. These men can't even protect me. So then you run to, because as a finger, you just run to where the love's being shown and where you're protected and you feel safe. And sometimes this is why a lot of young people will go into gangs and stuff, because they feel like, right, my oldest guy even protect me. But then even like from an older guy looking down, it's like, I feel like, right, there's only so much I can do to protect you. Because it's like, if you're in gangs or whatever, and then it's like, yo, I don't need 20-year-olds chasing me with knives at my age. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a vice versa, but yeah.
Where it stems from is that emotion, not being able to show that emotion.
I agree.
When people are coming to you, when people are coming to a young boy and he thinks he's bad, come on, man. I know you're upset with life.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think I know. I know, man. I'm vexed now. What?
You know what? And it's my is when I hear a lot of organisations, especially the good ones that they never did the gang life. They come out and say, I understand what it's like for you. You know, when they turn around and say to the gang, I understand what it's like, being a child and being young, and I'm like, so when you said that, you're putting yourself in two different different categories. Like you totally missed it now. You forget the conversation. You're gone.
And it's almost like you're dismissing it. Yeah. I know what it's like. I've been through it. But it's like almost like you're dismissing their experience. Because it's like, fair enough, you might have had your own thing in your day, but my thing is new to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't go on like you understand. Just try and understand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Give them a chance to express them. Hear them.
Even if everybody you understand, just pretend you don't, so that it's better for them to
as we said, the way you deliver things.
Yeah.
You're gonna go to them talking about I know. I'm just hearing I know what I just hear I know life, I know this, I know that. You don't know about me. You just met me, but you want to talk about about my life. You don't that's how they see it.
Exactly. And you know what it is? I think there's like loads of things because there's the age thing. So like different generations. Yeah. There's like the whole emotional barrier thing. There's the whole relationship with men and women.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then there's so many with men and men even like because it could be a young person who's he's got beef with his pops. You get me? And then you're old and like, yo, my dad can't even do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's another thing. It's not barrier, it's not walls that need knocking down. You know what I mean? But I only feel like,
you know what, like, can I just say, like, because what I always teach because I got two boys, right? So my eldest is 22 and my youngest is 18. And obviously I've got a strong network and family. So I always taught my boys from when they were young, if you can't speak to me, right? Because they are very close to their auntie, right? Very, very close. So I say, you can't speak to me. You speak to your auntie and her partner, right? And that's what they do. So they can't speak to me. They go and speak to my sister. Because she only lives around the corner. So they'll go around there and they speak to her, whatever problem it is. And then she will sort it out for them and give them advice. So I've always taught them from when they were young. And then what I've done as well is that I'm making sure that I've got a close relationship with my nephews. So then if they can't speak to their mum, then they can speak to me. And then obviously I can speak to their mum. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what my sister does. She will speak to me. And then we all sit down together and we speak about the problem, and then we sort it out.
That's why I'm saying, again.
That's a good strategy.
It is a good strategy. I've always done that, and that's why I make sure that I've got a close relationship with my nephews. Always, because they know they can knock on my door and be like, Auntie G, even if they're sad, anything, even when they come to my house, I talk to them every single day about what they've done that day.
You see, the problem is, I'm going to be honest, in some families, you know,
it's not like that.
In some families, you know, the way we were saying about the young people that got attitude, and we used to be scared of, we used to be scared of people that weren't even our mum, just a mum's friend. But nowadays, you can't stick up for a kid because the parents will stick up for the kid and it's fight with you and them. And that's the same with family. We've got for this family, I'm not going to say, there's family members out there that are sisters and aunties and they don't get on because you go and say something to their kid, and sister or not, or brother or not, they're coming to fight and have problems with you. There's not that relationship. Do you get what I mean? So there again, like with me, I'm going to be honest, and I feel I'm just going to be real. It's always been me and Z. Do you get what I mean? I've never had that.
Known you, it's always been you and Z.
I have never had that relationship with my family. And I love my family. We just don't have that relationship of being close. Where he'd even stayed at any of my family's house. I don't think he remembers. You understand? So it's very difficult for that. And now he's uncomfortable to stay there because he don't know him like that. I've got friends that are closer to him than family now, so they don't have that relationship. So it's always been me and Z. If Z's not with me, I'm paying a babysitter. I've not really got a babysitter. Now and then,
you know what,
I might have.
It's quite sad that, you know, to be honest with you.
But
you do get that with families. All families are like
so
that.
With him, he's
I've got set people like, trust me, I've got, you know, my family. I've got massive family on both my sides of the family, right? I don't gel with every single person in that family. I don't. I have my small unit. I'm not going to name names, but I have my small unit. Even though I've probably got about well over 100 family members. I
was gonna say.
Do you know what I mean?
I was gonna ask put the question out there to like say both of you guys. Like, do you think you've had enough to get through though? Even though it's always been you and Z. You think that was enough to get you through to where
I'm going to be honest, and this sounds like...
You can go to Z as well, and to yourself. You know, like, so the little...
Do you miss that, like, literally, like...
I think everything happens for a reason, innit? And there was things, obviously, there was now and then I go to my grandma's and stuff like that and be hearing, but it's like, it happened, innit? I never... This is the thing... I don't really deep it.
I think it was difficult for him at times. It was definitely difficult. Christmas times and birthdays was a lot of hard times, especially when we totally cut. Like literally went through a stage where we cut off all family members. Like it was literally too much stress. Like
I went through hating it.
You know, and I was trying to I don't hate. Do you get what I mean? It's just. Obviously, there's a lot of things getting deep now, but there's a lot of things went on. But at the end of the day, the point is that we were totally on our own, just me and Dean. We had no one, so I've had to use the TV a lot of the times and find inspirational people on the TV where we still followed them. Where 50 Cent, he listed 50 Cent, and he could name me so many. The guy that got killed, Nipsey. So we've used, and I'm going to be honest. I think that's been better.
Come on, bro. This is my guy.
They were my inspirations to be a man. Do you get what I mean? Where I watched them, I listened to them, and I used to follow what men think through that. And that, because I had a man child and I thought, I got no guys to really give it. And furthermore, some of the guys were not the ones, you know what I mean? So, my cousins were the ones, oh man, he's going to end up selling drugs. So I'm like, yo, hold that for me, Z. Don't tell your mum, it's going to be one of them. But no. So I got him into watching a lot of inspirational people, and Denzel Washington and stuff. So a lot of people, he could name people that I'm like, now he's at that point where he could name people I've never even heard of because he's constantly listening to guidance and spiritual guidance and positive stuff. And that's where he's got his male influence from. And you know what? It's worked on him better than having a male influence.
Because I always say families can be there, but they're not really present.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. That's very true. That's very true. That's very true.
Do you know what I mean? That's why I would always keep to my small unit because I can depend on them. Yeah. Anybody outside that unit, I'm not really bothered. I'll say hi, yeah, you okay, whatever. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to be doing what I do for certain people in my unit for you. It's not going to happen.
I was going to say, do you think you had enough, like, in terms of, like, your small unit? Do you think that served you and your boys?
Well, to be honest with you, yeah, because obviously, you know Antonio. I am Antonio. And I know obviously people know, you know what I mean, with Antonio and that, but intellectually he's very, very intelligent.
Yeah, because he is clever.
My brother is a very intelligent,
he's a genius at times as well.
You get me? You get what I'm saying? And my boys have learned a lot from him, intelligent, you know what I mean? Not like whatever it is, but, you know, when it comes to, you know, proper things, they have learned from him. My sister, she is one of them as well. My dad, I love my dad to death. I love my dad to death. You know what I mean? He's there, but he's not really present. There's a difference. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm a big woman, anyways. But when I was younger, he was there, but not really present. You know what I mean? I could call him, you know, hey, yeah, like that. You know what I mean? Catch him with joke and all this and everything. But how can I explain now? The person that I am today is down to me, really. You get what I'm saying? Because I've had to be like an adult from when I was young. An adult.
Yeah, I know that.
Do you know what I mean? I was older than my age. So no one can claim to say that they built me the way I am because they can't. Because it's me. Do you get what I'm saying? And I've had like, you know, like with my sister's mum as well. I respect her to the fullest because she done a lot for me when I had time when she was young. She was teaching me as well because he was in the firstborn, innit? So I learned a lot from her. You know what I mean? I learned a lot from my sister's mum. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
to teach my son. Do you know what I mean? And I didn't really have a male figure either.
No, we didn't have.
I had no male figure.
Yeah, we did have. That's how connected.
Do you know what I mean? So we connected. You know, we connected.
My experiences, I feel like my experience is slightly different in the sense of because I spent a lot of time with my nana. My nanas.
Well, then nana's the one.
Yeah, my nanas was like central, like the central. So about my uncles going there with their kids. For a while, my mum lived there, and then so I'd be back and forth between my mums and my nanas. But so I was there, so I felt like I was connected with a wide aspect of the family. But even though I was, I still was. And I won't say on my own, but I still was just me in it. Do you get? So there's me with the family, and then there's me when I'm with my friends.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think when you get raised by your grandma, you're different. I think when you get raised by your grandma and then your mum, you get different. I think most of the generation has it hard. This is why I'm scared of this generation. Time will tell. Yeah, I'm very scared. Yeah, I'm scared of everything, man. I'm a woman. I feel like. As a girl, no, I'm not scared. I'm just like,
no, this is how the world is going.
I'm scared for them. I agree. When I go now, I'm scared. I pray all the time, like God, you know, spare me, like, especially because it's only me and him. Like I'm literally like praying consistent. I pray about 50. I pray in the bath. I pray as soon as he leaves the door, he goes downstairs to open. He cuts some bread. Please God, make sure the knife don't cut it.
No, are you going too far? No. When the boys go out, the boys know anyways. I'm constantly texting.
Z just goes. I am terrible.
No, just to check on them. Just to say like, where are you, like, or whatever.
No, I've only got one son. Yeah, this is what you got to understand. People say I'm overprotective, but I've got one son. Yeah, you know, and I'm not saying people have got 2, 3, 4 kids, right? I'm not saying when you've got one that it makes up. If the other one makes up, not at all. But what I'm saying is, you've got something to live for. If one, you know what I mean? I have literally got nothing to live for. Like I literally think. If anything, God forbid, I'm done. I'm not going to be like one of these mothers, like, oh, Miss, I'm gone, man. I can't do it. Seriously.
Well, I always said anyways to my boys, if anything happened to any of my sons,
I don't think I should. I don't think I should. No, I'm
I ain't got kids, but I know
because it doesn't matter
how I feel. Because how I feel, yo. Yeah.
No, I've got love for both.
I'd have to go.
Sorry.
I'd have to go and
I'd have to go out.
You know.
I'm sorry.
The
sister, the
mom. You said you grew up with your grandma. Yeah. Someone touched your grandma now, you're thinking,
bro.
I think the thing is,
because you know what? With me, it was me and Marvin at my nana. So me and my older cousin Marvin. So he grew up. Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much my bro. And then my sister come along a little later. So growing up, it was just me and him. My nana's mainly, you get what I'm saying? But yeah, like that like you're saying, like, I can understand you when you're saying you were going to kill something, because I'll probably go I'll probably go through someone's whole family because of that.
So was your nan very strict with you? Was she very strict?
Yeah, to an extent, but it was a weird one because so my mum used to try and, so it's weird, let's say my nana used to do the mum type of thing, or what traditionally would be the mum thing, and my mum tried to be the dad, pretty much. Do you get what I'm saying? So my mum was authoritarian. So my mum, like, even though when I was like in
year 11. So my mum's like, yeah, go.
What's authoritarian? Because I'm not afraid to say if I don't know. Now.
Yeah, so
like me,
authority, like some of the one who's enforcing the authority, enforcing the rule. You get what I'm saying? So, but like even like when I was, because my mum used to work nights, so like she wanted me to go in at 8:30 when I'm all 16. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So you can imagine how that was. I'm 60. I ain't going nowhere at 8:30. And so I'm out in it. So when all my other brethren have gone home, then I'll go home. So then it's just noise. And so then my mum will be like to my nana, don't let him in, or you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? And then my nana will be like, come in, me now left him outside. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like my nana was a bit like initially, like when I was younger, like she used to like, I remember when I was playing out and I ain't come home by the time it got dark, she'll come out looking for me and then start licking me up in front of my friends. You know what I mean? Like, because back then was sort of like a predominantly white area, everyone would be like, like, you're not taking the piss out of the accent, like, you know what?
So would you brought up by your nan as well?
Yeah, I was brought up.
Yeah, because I know you.
Yeah, I was brought up a lot more by my nana.
So was your nan strict with you?
No, because when I was around my mum was so strict. Like I was one of those kids. I never felt I'm gonna feel so sad now.
Yo, that was me. I was beat by every syllable. Oh God, yeah. Yeah. Them beatings save their friends. A lot of my friends.
Yeah, I remember one time I wanted to fight Zariah like panty. No, I put my head in a bubble. I put my head in a bubble. Like, you think you're fighting? You want fighting? Yeah.
I know you're taking that.
I was joking, you know. I was like, yo, I was doing, but he turned around and went, I'm not gonna fight my mom. It was outside, you know, like literally, like, you think you might side, you got bare mouth in it. He's like, I realized, and he said, I'm not gonna fight my mom. And I thought, oh yeah, he's gonna fight his mom. Yeah. He's just dragging me back, man. Exactly.
Fully vexed.
But going back, right, because you're coming at the subject of difficult man. Well, but you know, you said something, and I wanted to ask, this is where I think it's difficult for a man. How can I put this? Where is something, God forbid, you know, something happens to the child, and you know that a lot of men don't have a good relationship with the woman. This is where I think it's hard, where the man wants to contact the child now, and he has to go through that barrier of the mum, like, you ain't saying them. You know what I mean? Like,
right. So
no women, of course, but
how about then? Like I always say, right, if the man is not seeing the child or whatever, that's his business, that's his loss. Then the mum can do whatever. But if a man wants to see the child, the woman needs to put her feelings aside. You whatever's going on between you, because that's the one thing that really frustrates me about baby mums, right? They always seem to put their emotions and their feelings into it, and there's no need for it. Let the man see the child. The man really wants to see the child. Let the child.
You know what?
Why you say, oh, because it hurt me, or because you done this?
You know what, though?
He's going to Sheila. He's going to Sheila.
Exactly.
Nowadays,
Sheila
the whole thing nowadays is a lot of baby mums are you weaponizing the children.
Did you? I see it.
Like, someone my age. I know. Want to see the kids. Yeah. And they can't see the kids. I had a friend, not to put his business out there, but man had to go court and pay out a whole bag of money just to see his daughter. Do you get what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, and that's not one, Bridget. That's a lot of man. Like where the weapon, even got a Bridget when the woman tried to even leave the country because she found a new guy and she wanted to get married and she wanted to take the kids out. But it's like, right, but like my man sees his kids all the time, and it's like you want to go over there with the youths and have a family over there, or then what is he supposed to move over there with you?
But now there's a good rule though, because then if the child has got the dad's last name and it's different from the mum's name, they get questioned at the airport. You can't take the child out.
Yo, your name's Sangster, brethren. Yo, choose the right old Sangster, man. Nobody don't know his name's Sangster, brethren. No, man, don't try it, brethren. Don't try it, brethren. So, me and your mama. No, joke.
Well, yeah, it is. So in that regard, I would say nowadays, I feel like it's conflict reversed because I feel like when I grew up, it was just bare. All my brethren live with the mum. I've got one brethren who grew up with his dad. Right. You get me? But it was just his dad. But all my brethren, single parent households, all of them, me included. You get me? It was just normal. It was just like that. When you see a mum and a dad, and I'm talking a biological mum and dad in a household, it was like,
I was different. I was the anomaly.
Yeah,
most of my friends had moms and dads living together in the
same house.
Really?
Yeah.
Most of my friends.
I felt now going to pick up his. Really when I felt so, you know.
That's mad.
Most of my friends.
Some of the mum and dad were crackheads, yeah, so I was like, right, well. You go to the school, you're like, where's Johnny's pen?
Well, it's mad though, because I grew up thinking it was normal. You know what I mean? And
my friend.
You have some weird friends, don't like you have some crackhead parent friends, but it's
never.
Some kids in there dribbling this yo, he's not coming to your friend. No, he's not coming to your birthday party, man. Come in here, start COVID off.
It's mad. But yeah, that's crazy. That's so. In your generation, it was a little different. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, I'm really shocked at that.
Yeah,
I'm really shocked at that.
Same.
I know back in the day, there was loads.
There was a few people that didn't.
But now, what's crazy, what I'm finding, is come full cycle, because now, it's like that's what I'm engaged more.
Yeah.
Do you get me? And then the moms are like, no,
but it also depends on the man, though. You know what I mean? What they were like
in the relationship.
I don't know. It's a difficult one because sometimes, because I say that yes, if the man wants to be whatever, you know what I mean, they can, whatever, see the chat. Yeah. But also it depends if that man was physically violent. You're going to be very cautious of having your child around. I know it's their dad.
Yeah, someone
but if they're violent.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the same one thing though. Have you not noticed nowadays though? Yeah, like the women nowadays, the younger women nowadays. The younger women nowadays though, like it's almost like you can't even shout at them without bringing police on, you know.
That's it.
Like you shout and they're like, you're being emotionally abusive. You know what I mean? They don't even have a concrete context to them. It's like emotional abuse. What for shouting?
Yeah.
Like, but then you turn around and say, express yourself. So what you want me to just even when a man?
It's like confusing. Like this is what because that's the reason why men won't do that, because then we'll feel like they're shouting.
So and then if you say what you're saying, like, nah, you're taking it. It's like you're being passive aggressive. You're saying it in a happy way, or you're saying bad words. So it's like you can't. There's a word for everything.
But like what you said, it's all to do about the tone of your voice.
Yeah.
If you're shouting, I'm gonna be thinking, what? All right, then you better.
Yeah, it's like something very cold the way they deliver. So I might want to be emotional. So you like to say, I deliver it. Men are cold because they just have this cold thing. So I've done this before. I'll text man, right, you know what? I'm gonna go out in the comfort zone because I'm bad girl, me, I'm not interested. Bye. But I thought I'll go out in the comfort zone. Okay, I'm gonna do what Zariah says and show them the heart. So man's coming off and calling me all sorts, brethren. Get what I'm saying? I'm cold, and you see, you're trying to be. This is what I got. Exactly what you said. You're being emotionally abusive. You're a narcissist. It's narcissist behavior. Because I'm telling. Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Get what I mean?
All these words, I don't agree with you. They're just
narcissist. That's dumb convo. Convo is dumb. Because I'm feeling like anything I say is abuse. There's nothing I can say. If you call me a narcissist, that's a
but you are right though, you know, because I think sometimes men. I'm not sorry, but men sometimes can be cold. I am, and I know so. And say like if I say something, and then just blunt.
Because we're so.
Because literally, like, and I'm like, are you talking to me like that?
Yeah,
I'm thinking, why did you just say that to me? Why did you just say that?
No, the texting is the worst. The texting is the worst. You know when you're texting me, I don't know. Because for one, I've got dyslexia, right? And then two, I'm too long messaging. I've got that dyslexia, so I can't write long messages.
You Paragraph. I've been in school. Yo, I remember one time I was in school. I got pinned. I said,
"You're my son. You're my son." I'm talking about relationship. I don't. Do you ever see me do long relationship?
No, but in a relationship, men can be so.
And
sometimes cruel. And that's the reason why women shout. No disrespect, but that's the reason why women shout.
What do you think about dating in your age group?
Dating in my age?
Yeah, like in terms of.
You see, everybody went like this.
Yeah, because I know it, and the generation's changing it.
Our generation's mad. Because the way you explained your generation to me, women were women. You know what I'm saying? Makeup wasn't a thing.
No, it wasn't.
The most you wore was lip gloss.
Yeah, it was.
Ours, looking at a woman, you don't know what if she's gonna look like that tomorrow. You don't know.
I got witchcraft faces.
Yeah. You see your friends online, you know what I mean? And I'm like, that you don't.
I know for the world.
You don't look like that though.
And I've seen it.
But yeah, on top of that, it's like.
So I'm gonna say something because of what I've put in. I'm gonna then. Like back in the day, Georgina. Back in the day, you used to see, but it was just like he said, he weren't so pretentious. Because you see, tell the truth, we'd see a girl with a guy like, how did they get her? Or, but it was more to do it. And you've seen a lot of that because it was more about this. But go on now, what you said.
Another thing on top of relationships nowadays are all trying to be, because you've seen it on Instagram. Oh, look at this relationship. Look at that relationship. Oh, look at that relationship. You get in a relationship. The girl wants to put it out, put all your business on the internet. Guys do as well. Some guys do as well, but majority women do want to post their relationship. Want to have a couple goals. Let's take pictures of face mask and post that relationship. And
so do you think it's more for show than for show than depth within the?
Definitely. No one gets in a relationship nowadays in my generation for love. Not no one.
I think
but a lot of
it's
people.
trophy.
Everyone looks.
Everybody looks at you and thinks, I've seen their relationship. Wow, they look cool together. Let me find a girl that can make me look good, and let me find a man that can got a nice car, and you know what I'm saying. And then as soon as something goes wrong, it's all on social media. You go on Snapchat, you see my man just did. Babe, you know, hello, what's this on Snapchat that you're posting like that? Come on, man.
It's funny you say that, you know, because sometimes when you're scrolling through like on socials, you can tell. Depending on what status people are putting up or what thing they're putting up, like don't take my time for a joke or something like that. It's like you're talking about, man. Like it's like you know, like you can just tell. Like it's just like that. I don't even know you like that. I don't even know your life, but I know you're talking to your man. Or the man's talking to her. Like, do you know what I mean?
I know. I can tell when people got beat by display pictures, man. Display pictures, like, run these man, money.
You see a girl, can't fuck with me.
You see the hot pictures come out, you know, when the things ain't going.
It's all the real one, the real ones. And then they'll play them tunes like them gal tunes,
making my own out here.
It's just like,
I don't even know what it's all of them, and I just think, gal, stop it, just go home and cry, man.
It reminds me of Black Mirror. There used to be a program called Black Mirror. It reminds me of that. I don't know if you guys have ever watched it.
something called Black Mirror, but it's just about like the future. Like it's like bare futuristic fingers, but it's just reminds me of that. I just think, yo, the way the world's going with everyone is just like trying to be like a mini celebrity in the sense of they're putting the whole life out there. Do you know what I'm saying, for everyone to see? But it's like, yo, gotta keep the things what you love the most. I think keep that private to you, innit? Like, you know what I mean? So it's for you.
It's all about
It's difficult that you can't put out, like, even me, you can't put, you got like, you know, I've done some amazing things that it's not to do with work, it's what I've done. I've been out some nice places and I don't post them because I just know what's happening. It needs too much evil eye. Too much evil eye. Like, I literally only post the organisation stuff now. Like, I might pop up on the story, like this week, I really did pop it up on the story, but I don't even pop up on the story too much what I'm doing in my life. As far as you're concerned, I'm bored at home with Zariah watching TV. Right? No one needs to know nothing unless it's work and I have to promote it.
It's mad because when I go places. Yeah, when I go places, it's mad, yeah, because I'll go places, yeah, and I'll be with people, and mum will be like, yo, put that on your story, bro. You know, I'm just like, bro, like even when I've been at concerts or something, or at a show and I'm filming, like we're watching them, and then I try filming them, and because I'm watching them, my camera starts going all over the place. It's filming the back of someone's head, and then it's like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I think this is taking the enjoyment out of being in the moment. That's what I'm enjoying my thing.
I'm exactly like that. I don't look for, oh, this is something.
You know what? Unless it's my point, because when Facebook first came out, we did post a lot, and none of these can deny it because I know I did. Like
I used to.
I
used to post conspiracy stuff.
Shall I tell you why?
I'll be honest.
Shall I tell you why? I didn't know what Facebook was about. We was learning Facebook. I did not know everybody's seeing it. I used to post consistently, and then I'm walking down, like I used to cuss about something, thinking just my certain friends would see it. And I walk down the road, and people like, you made me laugh over them, like.
I'll be honest with you, I never really post personal stuff. I've never really done it online. What I used to do back in the day, what I used to post, was like a lot of conspiracy stuff, or like I used to route like statuses that would rile people, like not rile people up, but say like something happened. I like try and get people's view on it.
But that's the thing, though. Don't you think it's like more women that post them? Men don't really.
Like they need
it's more women on social network.
What's that? They need
it's
more women to let them know.
70% women and 30%
I agree. And you know what? To go on to your point, I feel like especially Instagram, and even TikTok is a woman's app in the sense of
TikTok and Instagram is
because the thing is as well for women, and I don't promote this to no women, but you just have to show a bit of skin on there, and you go in. You go in.
That's why I stopped. You just do that, and you know what? Show a lot of skin. Like I've got a picture on there, and I think, right, if that's what my Facebook does when I post it, what do they do?
You just said about skin.
200,000 likes and
because when you just said about skin, what I always do is that I go on that person's profile and I'll check their videos and I'm thinking, that's had like 500,000 views. The ones where the
but they haven't got
just the bikini, and then you look at all the other ones. It's got 1,009, 2,000 and all. That is the one. The skin has got the most.
I agree. Don't post something.
Don't post because they feel good about it. I think, man.
I'll be honest with you.
The problem is this ain't pictures ain't going. That's what
we can't complain. Do you know why we can't complain? Because we were liking it. Not me. The guy. The man them are liking it. The man them are simping over it. But it's a sad reality because it's like sexualizing. Sex sells.
One thing like music, everything, videos. So I don't know who's not, because obviously you're more like this generation. The videos back then, it weren't like all like.
It's true. It was just dancing like.
It weren't like that. It was not amazing video. You see the candy going up and down.
And now it's in my Afro puff.
These girls like what's the name? I'm not even gonna say Cardi B because she's kind of settled down. The other one now, the one that's always fighting.
You talking about
She's like so. I don't like mentioning this because I'm not gonna out, right? But it's literally like How are you getting so much women like? Women
not in a nice way.
You know what? One thing I am gonna say though, sorry, I didn't. One thing I am gonna say, it did start with your generation. You gotta think of Lil Kim. Look at the ones who did start.
Yeah. 3 months, Lil Kim. Then there was like Juvenile, like back that ass up, girl, you're looking good.
It's more now.
Yeah, no,
but they set the tone.
They set the tone.
But it was more mixed. Like you had a choice. The thing is, we had a choice because we never had no Nicki. What's the name? We never had no Little Kim girls. When you came to our generation, them Little Kim and all that. No one rated them. It's not like we even thought, but none of my friends thought, yeah, I'm gonna wear a bikini. We were going out like TLC, baggy jeans, and the masks and no top, and we just like this.
Oh,
yeah, it's true, you know, because it went as like
inspiring you got as well. And we thought we were 2 seconds.
So can I pose a question? And do you think it was like what's the reason you think it changed? Do you think it was because
listen, internet.
Yeah,
internet.
That's all. Because back in the day, we didn't have internet. When it came to like meeting somewhere, word of mouth, meeting in the park,
you hear about it. Nowadays, it's all like a wow factor. It's a wow factor. Now girls are now looked on like boss ladies.
Because if YouTube was out back when I was young, I'm telling you now, there'd be a lot of us loaded.
Yeah, I know.
I
always say that. You know why? I'm telling you,
loaded.
Back then, would have both sides.
Now, listen, you want to download it. I'm about to go meet in parks and do
Nah, even your man,
that's not what friends you have. I don't know what friends you have around with. The most likely in the park was cigarette brethren. I remember smoking that.
We got to lost that stuff when we were YouTube. We had YouTube, and I said, "Oh my God, if YouTube was back then."
Yeah.
And if we had the phones, remember our big phones, Nokia. Did it have camera? It was like text message. Text message.
A few years apart, so to be honest, I feel like
it was camera.
You know why I said why I agree, is because I have a friend.
I'm older than you too.
Yeah.
Like the oldest one in it. Feel like the oldest one on Facebook and Instagram right now.
He was famous in not famous, but he was known in bare schools when we were in school. But that was we didn't have social media like that. Okay. So and it was mainly them who knew him, but he used to do backflips, front flips, jump, flip off the wall, and everyone knew it. Do you get what I'm saying? And it was just through personality. Do you know what I'm saying? Personality and how he was. You get what I'm saying? And everyone knew it. Like, so I do think like depending on your character, if YouTube was about back then, like I know he would have been.
I know for it well, we would have been gone.
He used to have his hair dyed like.
Yeah, it's never too late, Georgina. So I think after the show, we should set up our own fans right and do this, show them young girls how it's done. But we have to come to an end because we've actually been here well over time. And it's been great. I love Pete and Georgina both here. I don't know if we're going to be here next week. We'd love them to come back because next week, see what we're doing, because we've been arguing the highlight. Should we tell them today or should we just put it in the week? But what we're doing next week?
We're doing sexuality.
Sexuality. Is it an issue or is it a choice? So that's what it is going to be next week. So we're hoping that we're going to have guests next week. If it's not Georgina and P winner, we're going to have somebody else on here. But I'm trying to we're going to sack this DJ, brethren.
Sack the DJ.
Putting me on the spot. Yo, the thing not connect.
We're gonna have to start this DJ this week. We're gonna have to start.
Thing don't want to connect.
You don't want to say thank you for the support. You hope you love. I'll come see you tomorrow.
Well, I'm just gonna play it from my phone. Some P winner, because I don't know why I'm going with Z and his phone today. Because this is, let me see. Here we go.
Okay.
Can you hear me go? Hopefully you can hear it, right? We're going. I don't know what's going on with these things. Right. See you next week. Don't forget.
Next week, bow.
That was a good thing, you know.
You know what?
That was
Nah, connect. One of them days.
and then when it doesn't connect, just forget it and then just go in there.
But yeah, look. Speaking of social media, so the next week it's gonna be about sexuality.
Yeah.
Is that to do with like LGBT trans and all?
That's gonna be that's a touchy
might get me cancelled.
That's it might get me cancelled as well.
We're all talking about.
I don't know if I can talk about that.
I was watching I was watching a TikTok debate, and someone raised a good point. Yeah, they were saying.
Now your case is still there. Let me speak to Clever now. Clever now.
Who's that? What's that?
He's probably still recording.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you. What you say?